We
Yes,
we are live.
we are live.
Yeah.
um, uh, Good
Well,
afternoon. Yeah.
again to Action Theater presents Die Hard 2 from 1990, starring Bruce Willis, uh, directed by Rennie Harlan. Once again, to reprise her role as Holly Gennaro McClane, Bonnie Bedella.
Bedelia.
Also
Yeah.
starring that guy, that guy from Ghostbusters, William Atherton.
Mhm.
Also, you may know him from uh, as Carl, Reginald. I can't pronounce his last name, but
Yes. Reginald Vell Johnson,
yeah,
returning as Sergeant Al Powell from the
hmm
first movie.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So we've also got some new faces along for the ride.
yeah.
We have all sorts of new villains. In this case, Franco Nero. Also, William Sadler,
hmm
Robert Patrick in an early role, John Leguizamo,
John Amos.
John Amos, of course,
Uh,
um, and of course, yeah, also have our folks in the air traffic control. Of course, Fred Dalton Thompson, Art
Also,
Evans,
Fred Thompson,
Dennis
who was
Franz.
the actual senator.
Yes,
Sadly, he's departed us, and
yeah.
a great character actor, Tom Bauer.
Oh, yes,
Been in many, many, many films.
yes, he has.
Yeah. Also, this Dennis Fernaz. He's
Yes.
played a lot of New York parts.
Hmm.
A lot of good characters. So the synopsis reads like this: John McClane and our off-duty cop who is on the wrong place at the wrong time. Uh, one snowy Christmas Eve. So that's where the debate. Is this a Christmas movie? One would say yes, this is, but that's highly debatable. As he waits for his wife's plane to land at Washington Dallas International Airport, terrorists take over the air traffic control system. It's just now up to McClane to take on the terrorists and chopping up and interrupt the airport chief, uh, undirected and anti-terrorist squad, and life of his wife, where everyone else has trapped on the planes circling the overhead of the airport. So
Hmm.
this is quite action packed, and I think you will enjoy it if you've enjoyed the first film.
I would like to remind everyone that due to YouTube's copyright guidelines, we will be unable to actually show you the film as it is not in public domain, as much as we would love to. To share this with you. Unfortunately, we will have to do this on Cosme. The Cosme link should be at the top of both chats.
Yep.
You can also, of course, go on with your own physical copy. This is mine. I have the original three Die Hard films in a boxed set that I bought several years ago. I don't know if you can see that or not, because
Yeah, it's
I
quite
am.
glossy and shiny.
Yes, I am unfortunately on my phone because, as some of you know, I had some internet issues over the last couple of days. I only just minutes before I went on the air received the new modem, so I have been unable to install that as of yet. So as of right now, I'm going to be on my phone, um, and I'm going to be following along with my own copy, and hopefully you all will enjoy this film. And of course, as usual, let me know if there are if there are any audio issues, anything like that, let Bill or I know. We'll clear them up backstage. But in the meantime, yippee-ki-yay! John McClane is back.
Mm-hmm.
And, bigger and better than ever. So, Die Hard 2, Die Harder. The best of the blockbusters. As Joel Siegel from Good Morning America, as it says right on the front of the cassette. So, package. You know what I mean? DVD.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All righty. Space Fraggle and all that who's here or all who comes joins us, head over to the screening room and we're gonna start the film. Here we go. I'm gonna give you a 5-second countdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
All right. I've got the 20th Century Fox logo.
Yep. That's where we're at. Good to see you, Space Fraggle. Hope your day has been, well, a good one.
And this movie wastes no time. It cuts right to the chase. There are no opening credits, just the title. And and of course, here's our boy, John McClane, in Washington, D.C. at Dulles Airport, getting his car towed by Officer Lorenzo here, Vito Lorenzo. And a fellow playing Lorenzo is Louis Giambalvo. I never could pronounce his last name, but he's been in. He was one of those guys who was in everything.
Yeah.
Right, like literally everything. Like show up in these little character parts like this.
A lot of this was filmed in the Denver airport, actually, from what I understand.
Yeah, they had quite a time. They were basically following snow around the country, or what they would. So this was actually filmed in several.
Oh, you know who else is in this as a little part? You might know him as the T-1000.
Yes.
That guy. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Yes, Robert Patrick is in this in an early role.
Robert Patrick. That's right.
Yeah, you will. You'll know him when you see him. he makes quite an entrance into this film.
Yeah.
And of course, someone else making quite an entrance and has also apparently lost his pants. Because what you don't know at the time, folks, is that everyone did Tai Chi naked in their hotel rooms. That was a major thing in 1990. I should know. I did it on several occasions. No. Of course, we have William Sadler here as one of the movie's many villains.
He's
Colonel Stewart,
the main protagonist of this particular film.
Okay, why he felt the need to outdraw the television, I don't know, but there you go.
Pagers. You guys remember pagers? Everybody had one.
Okay, we're going to see some of the villains here. You might recognize a few faces. Don Harvey, from who's also in Hudson Hawk.
There's Robert Patrick. So it was just
Robert Patrick. Vonda Curtis Hall, who we just saw in Falling Down last week.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Verica, who is in L.A. Law, and me from Porky's is one of the villains as well. Tony Ganios, who unfortunately just recently passed in the last year or so. And of course, Bonnie Bedelia returning, as we said, as Holly. And as she is in one of the planes that's going to be in peril throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the woman sitting next to her is Jeannie Bates, who is a character actress and actually played a villain in a horror film after this, believe it or not. Where she basically playing the character she plays here, just evil.
This poor lady, with the taser, telling their story of she zapped the dog. It's like, no, not the doggy.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Who am I sitting next to? Who's the psychopath? And of course, our protagonists meet.
I think in today's world, we'll just call him a liberal. I'm only kidding, of course.
And of course, we cut to the church setting, which is supposed to be near the airport, and the villains are going to use it as their HQ.
Mm-hmm.
The fellow here is the caretaker, and he's
Wes Cagle. Good to see you, pal.
Oh, hello, Wes Cagle. We're a few minutes into Die Hard 2.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, join us on Cosme, and Connie Cleary is here as well. Good to see you, Connie.
We're at 7:30, 28.
Okay. I think I'm a few seconds behind you here, but no matter. I think I'm close enough.
Good to see you, Connie.
Bird woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary.
We appreciate you, Connie. Big supporter of both of our channels. So,
Indeed.
So is Wes Cagle.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Connie and Fraggle are two of my channel members, and I believe are members of your channel as well, Bill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The actress playing the reporter here is Sheila McCarthy. She was in a movie a few years ago called Anything for Jackson that's currently on Shudder. Check that movie out, because that is a creepy as hell movie. If you're a horror movie fan, I think you're really going to dig it. It's a Canadian, kind of low budget Canadian film. And of course, this whole movie happens just because he happened to be sitting right there at that particular point. And thinks these two are up to something because they made that move right there.
He would. I think. Yeah, he's watching this exchange of whatever is
Mhm.
in that bag. And
Did they ever actually establish exactly what was in there?
I don't. I
I
you
don't
know,
think they do.
it's been quite a while since I've actually seen this film. I think it's been at least 5 years or so. Yeah.
And of course, he decides to like let these uniforms know what's up. But of course, it's our buddy Vito Lorenzo, and
Mhm.
and who McClane wants nothing really more to do with. And of course, you can't have these two random uniforms getting involved. Fuck you, that's my name. The actor who plays Conqueror was John Costello, who was on Sopranos for a while, and was also in Last Exit to Brooklyn and Doubt. And another one is unfortunately kind of left us a little too soon. Well, here we go.
Yeah. I don't see that as a valid ID. Do you?
No,
I guess for intents and purposes, it will.
I can't hear you. Would you mind not firing the gun while you spoke? No.
Uh, so that's how luggage sometimes get lost. Don't you
Another
just
thing. Yeah.
don't you just hate when your luggage winds up in Miami and you were supposed to go to this? Uh,
You see, and this guy is actually aiming.
Clean, always quick with the one-liners. What is this, a tag team?
This is going to hurt. And the first kill of the movie. Well, for McClane, anyway.
On its way to Cleveland.
Yeah. And of course, who should be on the same plane as Holly? That's our old buddy Dick Thornburg.
or Walter Peck.
Yes.
He was notorious for playing the jerk.
Yeah, he kind of
got a lot of roles that were similar. Like,
yeah, he was one of those actors that unfortunately got typecast.
yeah,
Uh,
but he plays the jerk so well.
he does. He does. But check him out in some of the other movies he did, like
Real Genius.
I was thinking more like Sugarland Express, which was the first feature film that Spielberg directed, and see him in a miniseries called Centennial from like the late 70s, early 80s. He is like a completely different character than you see him in this. Or he actually plays a non-jerk in that one.
He was also in the narrator of Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door.
Oh,
yeah. Based on a true crime. They actually did a couple movies that were.
there were a couple of versions of it. Yeah. So Miller makes his way back to the church. Unless I fast forwarded too far and I am now ahead of you. but
no,
that's where I am.
They're right at the church. They're at the right church now.
Okay.
Our current timestamp is 1852.
Click. The boss is such a dink. Okay. Well, we've reached Airport Police HQ here, and we're about to meet Carmine Lorenzo, played by Dennis Franz. Of course, multiple Emmy-winning actor, NYPD Blue, Hill Street Blues, and his character from that show got spun off into his own show for a while. Made a career out of playing cops.
Self-defense.
Wait, come back. And she is not in the rest of the film, sadly. Say it, don't spray it. I catch myself using that line a lot. If it's more than $1.98, I'll be very surprised. And we kind of get an idea here because we have multiple people here who recognize McClane, is that he's kind of gained some notoriety after what happened in the first movie. And of course, he's a lieutenant now. And, so you kind of get the idea. He kind of made a run at the talk shows at the time because I think he mentions being on 60 Minutes at one point. From the Women of McClane collection. That's how I like to call this movie, because every woman in this movie is a smoke show. I'm not going to lie. And of course, we meet another villain here in this scene. Franco Nero as General Esperanza. He's kind of a version of Noriega.
Yeah.
Of course, he is from the fictional country of Valverde, which has been used before in Commando, and because it's the same screenwriter of both films. And the idea is that Valverde is supposed to be kind of like a Panama. So, kind of banana republic that gets run by these dictators, Arius and Commando. in Esperanza here. And we find out there was some American military intervention there, and that's what gets us into our current situation. And of course, Sal Powell lives.
This is another film with a wonderful score.
Oh, yeah.
Al Pal and his Twinkies.
I like this bit here. I wish this girl popped up like through the rest of the movie, but no, she's just in this bit.
Yeah. Little plug for Sanyo. Remember that electronic set called Sanyo?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Meanwhile, at air traffic control.
I always liked him as an actor, and I couldn't believe when I found out that he was an actual senator.
Yeah, and he was a lawyer who was involved with the Watergate hearings as well. That was where he that was his his claim to fame at the time. Yeah, he made his film debut in a movie called Marie with Sissy Spacek in the mid '80s, and I think he actually played himself because that was a true story.
Very cool.
Hmm. This is when we learn that all of Stewart's men are soldiers who have been listed as killed or missing. Just the facts. And then I said out loud in the movie theater, "I'm available." course, the reporter finds him. Now, here's something that I want to clear up because a lot of people think it's a continuity error, but it isn't. All right. Now, he says that National just shut down, which is another airport, and they're going to get the traffic from that airport. There are a number of people who thinks he said Nashville. Nashville Airport, we later find out in the movie, has been shut down because they're having their own snowstorm. So, no, later on in the film, he is not sending planes to an airport that has already been closed. He is talking about two different airports. So, just to clear that up. National has shut down. Nashville is still in play. So, yeah. In the advent that you cannot understand anyone from Mississippi, please use the subtitles. That's what they're there for. But there are, to be honest, a few kind of funny little gaffes in this movie. Like, they're supposed to be in Washington, D.C., right? But you see at one point Bruce uses a phone that says Pacific Bell on it, you know? Because they did shoot that scene in L.A. And like I said earlier, one of the main issues behind the scenes on this film was the fact that they had to change locations so many times to film it. As Bill said earlier, there are parts that are shot in Denver. There are parts that were in L.A. There are parts that were on the East Coast. They had a bitch of a time shooting this movie. It's luckily that it's lucky it turned out as well as it did because they had to shoot it in so many little pieces. And there go the landing lights.
Here, where we have a major problem just starting to arise, where they find out that they've been hijacked. A whole airport under seas.
Now, here's a fun tidbit. I actually like that he says 58 minutes because that's the name of the book that this movie is based on. And aside from the fact that it's terrorists trying to take over an airport, um, and the cop stops them, basically those are the only real similarities. But it's still a fun read.
That'd be hard to do in today's age. There is no more Radio Shack.
He's starting to put it all together.
I like how the cops they're just doing nothing. It's like, let's just look around. Like that. They were on strict orders and they failed to do the one thing. Uh, your boss told you there were two, and you're just gonna take the civilians' word for it. Here's our interjection to the fine character actor coming up here. Been in many films. Deleted. If you're trying to say anything, you are muted.
Oh, no, still here. Hey, look. That's O'Brien.
Everything gets delayed. Everything on the departures and arrivals. It's the kill zone, basically.
Yeah. Whoops. So Stewart's men have taken out the SWAT team and lost one of their guys in the process. Liquid metal.
The T1000 was no match for John McClane.
Crunch.
Oh yeah, how fast can you walk?
Can I get a timestamp, Bill?
Yeah. We got 49:24.
No, they missed it.
All right. And we got a person who's trying to post a link in the Cosme chat. Well, you're going to get canceled and you're going to be booted. Sorry, Julia. No, I don't go there for that stuff.
No, don't be posting links in the Cosme chat, folks. It's not what it's for.
and you just got yourself banned. Not cool.
They all just went, wait, what? That guy was in Roadhouse, the air traffic controller there. This is the thing that's kind of funny. They don't see the antenna array blow up, right? But they can spot McLean out there all the time. And it's been fun and games. Now shit just got real.
Yeah. It's
Now, I remember the theater being very quiet, especially for like the next 20 minutes or so. Seeing this movie in theaters.
I'm surprised you can remember back to the 90s. That was a long, long time ago. 30
Oh,
years by my count.
yeah.
30 plus years. Sometimes these movies do return to the theater
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Well, the first Die Hard returned last year.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And that gives us the time clock. Burn. Excuse me, what was that crack you're making about the tower being gone? It's gone, McCready. Here's the arrival of the blue light team, led by
The great John
John
Amos.
Amos. Yeah. Major Grant. Yeah. And as he says, one crisis, one platoon. And we find out here that Grant has his own kind of backstory with Stewart. Things just get better or worse. Well, stay tuned, folks.
Wait, they'll never know, but they've been monitoring everything that's going. I'm confused. Stop confusing me. What the hell?
Okay, so that's what was in the box. All right, all right, yeah, that clears that up for me. So they were listening in, but they are now no longer listening in because the listening device, which was the stuff that was in the boxes earlier, has been located. So McLean's out of the loop. This guy was in Dances with Wolves. Which was the same year, 1990. I got to jump out of this plane and get on the ground immediately. Mr. Thornburg, you don't have a parachute. I don't need a parachute.
Mhm. Man knows how to bargain. Oh, whose
Whose
fault is
fault
that?
is that?
You let
You
the
let
guy.
the
Uh-oh, hurry, hurry.
Last second escape. Not yet.
Sit
Sit
down.
down. He's escaping.
Yeah, I thought those grenades would have gone off a lot sooner.
No, don't pay attention to that. Everything's perfectly fine. Nakatomi Towers logo.
The Simpsons is on today.
Yeah, yeah.
Story of my life.
Okay there, Bill?
Yeah.
Well, and Willard Scott was, for those who can't remember, was the weatherman on the Today Show for many years. Neither one of them buy it.
He also did the when somebody was turning 100 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back.
His own footsteps, actually.
The best use of an icicle coming up.
Yep.
Right in the eyeball. Hail FKHC 2005, better known as Tim. Hail. Always good to see you, sir.
About to see the whole escape from the church sequence.
Our timestamp is 120, 129:33.
John Leguizamo goes to the ice there, so he's gone. And there goes Don Harvey. So Garber is no more. Well, that happened.
Something funny about these bullets.
Hmm.
There's no bullets. And I want to have to do this.
And of course, the reveal. Blue Light has been with Stuart the whole time. So they're bad guys too. I like the picture they use. It's like, what? Yeah. Thornburg got a Thornburg. Yeah, you can't park that there? Was that Brady? Of course, how none of those guys shot him. I have no idea. But okay. That's a risk.
Where's Alec Baldwin? What?
No.
That's a good one, Tim. Dick, Dick, Dick. You already just created a panic on Christmas Eve.
No, no, no. You are not dangerously close. That was John Stockwell. And no one at the Windsor desk because, well, they're not needed anymore.
We're all gonna die. Here comes the taser. Oh, what a perfect use.
Bless you. Hey, McLean, say hi to my brother, Vito. Yeah, we've met.
Can you say foobar?
Yeah.
Don't you mean talent less?
Hmm.
Yeah, it should be your final broadcast. Amen. And behold, it's Air Force O. Oh, no. Well, we'll see you when you get back, deleted scenes. A little of that why they needed such a big plane. I mean, really, what did you need a 747 for? Oh, well, they have deleted scenes back. Welcome back. There's not many of them. I still don't see why they needed a 747 plane.
This is what probably encourages him to actually take up flying himself, because as we know, by the time we get to the fourth movie, McClane is now a pilot.
Hey, Big Al. Good to see you, Big Al.
There's a man on the wing of this plane.
This Friday night, Big Al has got movie with friends. I believe it made Friday the 13th, the part 3, where you just may see deleted scenes and maybe myself join Big Al Presents for Friday the 13th, part 3. Yeah, I got enough friends.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's not.
I'm not okay. And hello to Big Al Presents. Says yippee my friends. Yeah, we're right up to the big fight scene here.
This is the longest I've ever seen a plane try to take off.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds you of another scene of when a van would not hit the water.
Roll credits.
Hippie hey, motherfucker.
He said the thing. No sequel for you.
You've been fired. Yeah, but they say aviation feels hard to keep lit on fire, so
Now, this is something I did have to check the trivia for. This is or is not the Finnish national anthem they're playing right now, which seems an odd choice. But hey, you got a Finnish director. Why not? You know.
That's very neat.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Right on. Yeah.
HC 2005. At
Peninsula Air Force Base.
Fictional Air Force Base, right? Die Hard is certainly more a more Christmas or movie, but many still can debate is Die Hard 2 also a Christmas movie. Ella! Why does it keep happening to us? Welcome back, deleted teams. Way to go, Granny.
And that's the last we see of Thornburg.
Hey, and if anybody has any validation, there you go. You have validation. It's a Christmas. Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas movie. He literally says it at the end. I mean, but that will always be a debate within us hardcore fighters, I guess. And let it snow is playing as the credits roll.
All right. So that was Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
All right. Are you still reading me, Bill?
Yeah, I'm still reading you. I I've been turned into a cat tree though right now, so
All right. All right. So, as I said before at the beginning of the show, I'm not going to be able to do the trivia for this film, unfortunately, because I'm on my phone, and every time I try to switch to IMDb, it cuts me off here. So, yes, this was based on a book called 58 Minutes by an author named Walter Wager. And it basically, bare bones, was the same storyline. Um, terrorists take over an airport. They commandeer the communication system. Uh, you know, air traffic control, and a cop has to stop them because his young daughter is on one of the planes. But basically, the similarities kind of end there. They're a multinational group. Like the original Die Hard, the main villain is a German. But anyway, but there are little references here and there. Stewart and his men take over a church. The bad guys in the book do the same thing. So there are similarities here and there. This movie, however, was released 4th of July weekend, 1990. And, of course, was a big hit. And went on to, gross twice its budget. So it made all the money back and was a big hit and got a profit. And that's how we got 3 more, although I think most people would say really 2 more movies after this. And the only way I'm doing the 5th movie on this show is if I'm allowed to mercilessly riff it.
we will see. We're going to do it at some Die Hard 3 because that one's of doing. But we do have some. We should consult the scrolls. I have the trivia pulled up.
Oh, excellent! Great.
We should consult the scrolls. This film, with all exceptions, outgrossing the original Die Hard, 1988. In the first Die Hard, John McClane had a few scripted one-liners. However, Bruce Willis ad-libbed many one-liners. The audience liked them so much that this sequel as more tags were added, and Willis was told he could ad-lib as much as he saw fit. In the general, Valladolid was a fictitious Latin American country used in Commando, as you were mentioning earlier, their deleted scenes.
Yeah.
The scenes in which Bruce Willis were running through the tunnels were at a water treatment facility near Los Angeles. The facility has miles of underground tunnels and also used in Live Free and Die Hard in 2007.
Oh, nice.
dubbing as Woodlawn Social Security Administration building. The MP5K used in Ken Baldwin's Jammed repeatedly filling in the blanks were while filming the scene was his angry arbutes, including the instance of where he curses the gun, were unscripted and in genuine expressions of frustration.
Worked for the scene, though.
Yeah. Denver was unaccessibly snowless during the shooting of the snowstorm. The scenes and therefore a fair amount of snow had to be created artificially. The scene where McClane climbs the ladder from the service tunnels up to the runway and then nearly gets ran over by Espinosa's plane was filmed 6 different locations. Granada Hills, California. McClane at the tunnel climbing up the ladder. Los Angeles, California. The planes where it claims of the plane's cockpit. Mojave Desert, California. The exterior shot of the gathering of the door of the runway. San Francisco, California, where the rear of the rear shot of the plane on the approach of the runway, the lights, and in the background. Salt Mare, Michigan, rushing down Lake Tahoe, California. Also, Denver, Colorado, the plane rushing towards McClane as seen from the behind and from the front and the landing gear. Okay.
I do want to say hello real quick to Alistair's Queen Emma, who's joined us. Hello, Emma.
Oh, hello there. How you doing? Rennie Harlan made sure that the scene where Major Grant says to McClane that you're the wrong guy on the wrong place at the wrong time, with John McClane was responding, yeah, it's a story of my life, ended up with the movie's trailer because it was perfectly summed up by McClane's character. The part where Gabriel sticks his hand in front of the camera and says, "No pictures, you pachinko pitch," was unscripted. Don Harvey actually improvised this part as it was kept in the scene. There are a lot of these. We could make a whole video of these. But we'll do a couple more and then we'll say our parting words. When Fred Dryleson's airport manager realizes the pearl of the planes were in, he says that there were only 58 minutes to avert disaster. Die Hard 2 is based on the novel, which you mentioned before, 58 Minutes by Walter Wager. The first scene where Holly McClane is seen on the plane, a woman sitting next to her is reading a magazine advertising VH release of Lethal Weapon 2 in 1989. Mm-hmm. Both of the first 2 Die Hard movies and the Lethal Weapon series were produced by Joe Silver. Confidentially, both with Mel Gibson and Bruce Willis were considered. Each roles were John McClane and Martin Riggs turned it down and went on with each other, vice versa.
Yep.
Liv I cannot pronounce it. Sheever can be seen as an extra in the background with McClane and Colonel Stewart for the first time at the airport with his long hair.
Huh.
Yeah.
I will have to go back and look for him.
Yeah.
I've never spotted him.
This film was shipped to theaters. Wet prints, an industry term meaning the film reels had just been developed in the lab. In the film barely completed before its release date.
Hmm.
Here we go. According to John Leguizamo in his autobiography, his role was intended to be much larger until the filmmakers realized how short he was. His part was cut down to one line in which he was dubbed by someone else. However, he got his way years later in executive decision in 1986. Another picture produced by Joel Silver, often described as Die Hard on a Plane. William Sater trained for several months in karate and tai chi to prepare for the ending fight scene in this film. Okay, we could read more, but I'm going to stop there. Anyway, what is next week's date is the 19th. I was thinking for next week's film we'll do that another holiday gem that's action packed. What is it? Violent Night. I think we'll do we'll replay Violent Night. We played it once, like 2 years ago, so we'll revisit that one for next week.
Right on.
Okay. Then that brings us to parting words. As always, like to thank each and every one of you for being here today with us. We hope that you can be here with us next week, and join us over with Big Al on Friday night. Films for Friends with deleted scenes, and my special guest myself. We're gonna be watching Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yes,
since
indeed.
It's should be Friday the 13th.
Indeed. And if all goes according to plan, I am going to also be joining Al for the Saturday show, and along with Troy Pacelli and Nutters Network, and that film will be a movie that's completely opposite of Friday the 13th Part 3, Journey to Bethlehem. This is all going to be about it's a musical version of the Nativity story. And of course, join me on my channel 11:30 Eastern tonight, and get the 411 on what I'm going to be up to for the next week. Right after this, at 7 p.m. Eastern, I am going to be joining Off the Cover for Thirsty Thursdays. And it's going to be his big end of the year, best and worst of the year bash. It's going to be myself and a number of surprise guests. And of course, later on after that, at 10 p.m., over on Netters Network, Thursday Things, and it's going to be the episode celebrating her recent birthday and also monetization. So join me there. I'll be in the chat.
Very cool.
Indeed. And of course, join us back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, hopefully you get things squared away and get that.
Hopefully, I will. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
well, in mine, I will say my parting words: always be excellent to one another. Party on. We can't wait to see you on the next one. Uh, Thank you, FK8C 2005. Big Al presents Tawny Curly, Wes Kegel, Space Fraggle, uh,
Alistair's Queen Emma.
Alistair, Queen Emma. Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you for joining us. And then I'll let you say your parting words.
Yes. Once again, thank you all for joining us and bearing with me through my technical issues here. And thank you, Al, for once again allowing me to come on as your sidekick here, and for taking over the duties with the scrolls this week, and hence saving my bacon. And as I always say at the end of every show, from HQ and all points, north, south, east, west, and beyond, and of course our second home office there in Arizona. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe. Because this is how we win. And of course, yippee ki yay.
Yeah.